What's going on, guys? This is ETA Prime back here again. Today I'm back with the Odroid Go and I want to do something a little different here. One of my viewers actually asked me about a week ago if he thought it was possible to paint one of these and make it look good. I wasn't actually sure. It is clear, but as you can see it's got kind of a frost over it. But I figured I'd try it anyway, so I went ahead and ordered another Odroid Go and I'm going to attempt to paint this or customize it. Now there's lots of different choices. The first thing I actually thought of was some Plasti Dip on the inside. Just in case I messed up, I could peel it off and retry. Unfortunately, no store within 50 miles of me has any colors other than a clear coat, white or black in Plasti Dip, or peel coat. The next thing I thought of was some regular old Rust-Oleum that sticks to plastic, and that's exactly what I used. But after using this, my buddy Michael, the guy who actually asked me if this was possible, mentioned maybe I should try some of the Tamiya polycarbonate paint for RC car bodies. Again, I couldn't find any locally at all, so I went with the Rust-Oleum. Now he was actually able to pick up a few cans and he did his Odroid Go. I'm going to show you that towards the end here because I actually think that you should use that polycarbonate paint because his looks beautiful and he still has a little bit of clear to it. But like I mentioned, I did go ahead and use some Rust-Oleum and I think it came out really nice. At least the color I used. You really got to be careful with something like this because if you do mess it up, you're going to have to buy a whole nother unit or possibly contact Odroid and see if you can buy just the case here. So with all that out of the way, let's move over. I'm going to get some painting done. Alright, so here are the materials I used. Some isopropyl alcohol, a microfiber cloth, some painter's tape, and the Rust-Oleum I was talking about. There were so many colors at the paint store I could not decide. I was stuck on two. I wanted kind of an ocean blue or gold. I went ahead and bit the bullet and I'm going to try gold here. So at first I was going to scuff up the interior of the case, but there's so many little nooks and crannies I didn't want to mess anything up. I didn't want to use even the lightest grit of sandpaper on this thing. So I just soaked it in isopropyl alcohol and wiped it down really well. Then I taped it off where I didn't want it to be painted because I'm painting this from the inside. So in painting something like this, I do about 3 coats. First coat, I let it sit for about 20 minutes, do the same with the second, and then finish up with the third coat and let it sit for 24 hours before I even touch it. Just make sure you get some even coats. Now this is the back half. The front half was a little harder. I had to inspect it really well to make sure I got in between the buttons and everything like that. Unfortunately, my camera shut off before I finished this whole thing, but you kind of get the point of what I'm doing here. I'm just painting the inside of the Odroid Go's case. I was kind of having second thoughts after I did the first few coats. I wasn't sure if it was going to come out okay, but I think it looks beautiful. Now this is the back half finished up after 24 hours, and here's the front half. When I went to bed that night, I just let it sit and I thought about all the other things that I could do to customize this from the interior, like pre-painting a stencil or leaving a stencil in and then painting it and painting over that. Triforce, Zelda sword. You can do thousands of different things to these units. So I went ahead and ordered another one because I want to do another paint job on this and I will be using some polycarbonate paint. I've already given away 3 of these Odroid Go's on my channel and I will have one more coming up in a big giveaway very shortly, so definitely subscribe to the channel. But before I go ahead and put this thing together and finish it up, I want to show you how Michael's came out. He's using that polycarbonate paint, and as you can see, he put a few light coats in here. It looks beautiful. He's still got the clear in there, and after I saw these, I was a little jelly. I really wish I would have just ordered that polycarbonate paint. I do have some on order. I have another Odroid coming, so I will be customizing one more. I've decided my next one will go like the old school clear purple Gameboys were. I ordered a little bit of violet paint. You could use lens dye to dye something like this, but I'm going to try the paint. Hopefully it comes out alright, but I will be posting pictures in my Facebook group if you want to check that out. Almost done here. The Odroid Go is so easy to assemble and set up. I mean, it takes less than 10 minutes to get it out of the box, unwrapped, put together, and the software added to the SD card. Let's see how this thing came out. I think it looks awesome. I've always wanted a special edition gold Game Boy, and now I pretty much have one here that actually plays more games than the original Game Boy did. I especially like where all the lines meet. It made it a little darker around the edges and things like that. It kind of makes it look aged, and I really do love the way this thing came out. So some of you still might be scratching your heads wondering what this is. I did a video on it. This is the Odroid Go. It is a handheld gaming console. It'll play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, NES, Sega Master System, and even ColecoVision. And hopefully more emulators will be added. ColecoVision was actually just added in a new firmware update, so I'm sure we're going to see a few more come up down the road. If you want to check out my unboxing and review of this unit, link is in the description and on screen now. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you want to pick one up, I'll also leave a link down below. They're anywhere from $32 to $42 depending on where you live, because you got to factor in shipping and things like that, but I think it's well worth it. It's very easy to put together, and like I just showed you in this video, you can customize them pretty much however you want. I want to hear from you guys. What color would you paint your Odroid Go, or what shade would you do it? I was thinking of a smoky black. It would just be a little smoked out. The next one I'm going to do is definitely that old school translucent purple Game Boy color. But I want to know what some of you guys would paint yours. And if you have done it, check out my Facebook group. I'd love to see some pictures if you want to upload them over there. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you could, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and like always, thanks for watching.